Oh, that's hot. Just like this video is going to be. This video is going to be recapping, updating on what the current hot meta cards are at the moment. We're going to look at multiple sources. We're going to do a final one where it's the last 7 days to sort of refine it down a little bit, see if it's accurate. And we're going to go through Marvel Snap Zone. We're going to go through untap.gg and snap.fan. So there's been a lot of changes to the meta. Scar comes out every time a new card comes out. We're looking at changing things. Things could change. Now, do they always? Not necessarily. Some of those who pay attention might get the new card, not even really play it because it's not really affecting the meta that much. So let's look at what we've got here. We're starting with Marvel Snap Zone. And the way we've got this set, we got all our sources. We're sorting by win rate at the moment. We'll decide during the video if we do cubes as well. And then obviously release only. They've only got the top 30 cards in what they've got. So, and Untapped seems to be about the same, spoiler. But we're going to look at what we've got here. So tier 1 winning. And I don't really care about meta position, meta share. I care about win rate and average cubes. That's what I'm looking at. Just because a lot of people are playing it, it doesn't mean anything. And a lot of these videos too, I tend to want to kind of have them around the new cards to have you decide. Scar, Kyra, we'll see where they play here, but I'm not sure it's necessarily something that's going to affect what you do one way or another. All right, so in the number 1 and 2 spot, we've got Thing and Abomination, which is slightly surprising. But High Evo still doing his thing. Scorpion and Cyclops tie right into that. So it seems that the High Evo type deck is going to be out there. Scorpion is a card that I know my friend Pulse Glazer was talking about with Scar. So it hits all those 10s and drops them to 9s, and all of a sudden it doesn't do anything for Scar. It's definitely a great tech card for that. Deadpool X23 next up. So you're looking at some destroy out there. I'm impressed that Deadpool is still doing so well. I mean, maybe with Kyra on a last play, but that would be kind of a weird sort of, I don't know, meta play. I don't know if I'd personally risk that. X23. And then Sauron seems to always be up and around the top with those Sauron decks. They are really good and they get really strong. We've got Typhoid Mary. Not bad. Misty again playing in with these Abomination Thing decks. Same thing with Shocker. Misty combined with Kyra again. Very, very solid. Zero goes along with Sauron. Blob's just still top tier. What's his win rate? 61%. And I mean, the top tier here, I mean, these are all tight win rates. 62.8 down to Blob at 61. So these are all pretty tight. Spider-Woman plays in with that negative affliction type thing anytime you might be playing Thing, etc. And then again, Venom with the Destroy. So we're really leaning into at least this top tier list at the top end. Looking at the negative affliction, Destroy, High Evo, Sauron. Blob just plays in pretty well, I think, even with the Sauron deck. I mean, you're kind of thinking that it could pick up a lot of cards depending if it's in your hand, etc. And then Hulk and She-Hulk again playing with that. Top levels of tier 2. Sunspot plays in with that High Evo. Patriot makes a show up. We've got some Destroy, Nick Fury. Interesting that Nick Fury makes a show here. That seems a little odd to me, to be honest with you. But these are all, I mean, these are all pretty tight with 60.3, etc. Darkhawk's still up there. I'm surprised that's there with Blob. I can't imagine I'd be encouraging folks to lean into Darkhawk too much, but, you know, we'll see. Again, more Destroy cards, Armor Protection, Taskmaster for copying Saurons or Blobs. Silk is just a great card. Ultron to go along the Patriot. And then we get some interesting stuff here with Captain America Collector and Eyes. Now, we've got the patch coming out soon, too, so a lot of this stuff could change dramatically given what's shown in the patch, but we'll see. To bottom tier, let's go all the way to the bottom. I mean, I always like to look at the bottom a little bit. We're not going to go through, obviously, this entire thing, but I do want to look and see at the bottom here. So let's, do we have a, okay, it doesn't have a tier per se, so we'll just start at the bottom. Win rate of 46%, strong guy. Kingpin at 48%, pretty terrible. Drax still pretty bad. Adam Warlock pretty bad. Quake, alleged rework coming. Havoc, first new card showing up. That's pretty bad. I mean, we all thought that wouldn't be a great card. I think it's definitely got its uses, but it can be a little tough to win with. But still, 50.1%. Spider-Man 2099, Yellow Jet. I still say with Spider-Man, they really need to make it so that he can destroy more than once, and or make it so it's not RNG or something to make that card better. It's just, it's not good right now. Stegron's still at the bottom, poor guy. Rhino, Ghost Spider, Star-Lord, Domino, Martyr still bad. The Hawkeye leader, etc. So Kang, big bad. That stinks. So let's find, where's Kyera and Scar? All right, so Kyera comes in at the just before tier 4 with a 58% win rate. That's actually not bad. Almost 59%. That's actually pretty good. Not bad. So, and Scar's just above her a little bit. Win rate of 59. It's actually the same. No, just a hair above it. What I found, and I did this in my video the other day, that sometimes Scar can be tough to play out, but I do love Kyera. I think Kyera is fantastic. Scar has great high-end potential. I think I saw somebody tweet the other day about Revis having a deck that, or not Revis, but Regis having a deck about with the Moon Girl Hawks type situation. So maybe if it's a 7-turn game, you get something out on the board a little bit early. Maybe that makes sense, but there's a lot of stuff you need for that to pull off. So when those type of things happen, I sort of like, I don't know, we'll see. Also, I debated like should Doc Ock, because I have that in a deck. Should Doc Ock drop down to 9? But then I was like, well, then it doesn't help because there's no real great 5 cards other than really Doc Ock and Devil Dino that really jump out. I was like, yeah, do that. So that's what we got for Marvel Snap Zone. Let's go look at Untapped. Actually, before we go, let's just real quick. Let's just, I want to look just at Cube right here. All right, so that's interesting. Ultron, Deadpool, Nimrod. So a lot of Destroy. Ultron jumps up a lot. Black Panther jumps up a lot. We get Nimrod going higher. But a lot of the other same cards. So Destroy is doing great right now. It seems like Destroy is in a fantastic spot. So now let's go to untap.gg. All right, so we've got this filtered for last patch. Again, they've only got, they could do last 30 days as well. We're doing since the last patch. It's about the same. Collection level 3000 plus, player rank 80 to 100, and then win rate. So again, Thing, Abomination towards the top. This is what I like looking at all these different sites, because clearly they're collecting different data. It's the best we can look at to get as close to second dinner as possible. Leech after that, very interesting. I could see that maybe popping up a little bit more. I've seen them some. These are all 55% win rates. The popularity jumps up with Leech and Vision here. Scorpion again making a showing. We already talked about that. Devil Dino. 9% popularity. That does not surprise me at all. I think Devil Dino is a great early and late game card. Rock Slide, Cyclops, Misty, Lockjaw showing up at 8 to 9%. I think that's probably due to the fact, as far as the popularity goes, with Scar and trying to get some more 10 plus power cards on the board early. I know I've been playing a deck like that. Again, video the other day. All this stuff is linked in the description below. And if you made it this far in the video, please consider hammering down that like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm a lot, especially a comment below as well. Mobius out there. All right. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about Mobius coming out more and more. I'm not seeing a lot of like decreased cost stuff. I'm seeing a lot of like, give me the card cheap, or like give myself energy with Thanos Time Stone or with Psylocke, etc. Evo, we talked about it. Kyera and Scar, right after that, the first tier A list with win rates in the 55% range. Again, I personally think I rank Kyera higher, and I love having her just for some protection. And let's go look at the bottom here. Let's see what they've got way down. Right now, the stuff that I'm seeing is, you know, nothing that's surprising. Angel, Quicksilver, Rocket, Martyr. Angel supposedly getting a rework. Domino, Kingpin. We talked about that. Ebony Maw, Squirrel Girl, Shana. So bad. Yeah, so, I mean, and nothing that pops out at me. Mr. Negative, poor guy. I mean, he's a high risk, high reward already. Wong's really low. Wow. All right. Strong guy a little bit higher on this list. So let's go to the back or the top end, and let's look by cubes here as well before we go over to snap.fan. All right, come on, register over. All right, so, ooh, interesting. A little bit of a change. Kyera and Scar jump up a little bit, but these average cube numbers are not great. You know, when I look at average cubes, it's not total cubes. Very popular cards. Lockjaw, again, I think this is what you're seeing right now is a lot of decks like this. That's the video I sort of did as well. I think just people are trying to play around and see if Scar can be good or not. Where does he actually play and fall into the meta? We'll have a video coming out the day after this one, and then for the new card coming up, and we're gonna talk about that and whether we think you should get or not some potential decks. Leech, Thanos, again, been played a lot. These cube rates though, they're not. You want a little bit better than this, if I'm to be honest with you. So on average, when I'm looking at this, not great. I do want to look changes a little bit. Let's just go to 100 plus. That's typically your top tier players. So I want to see that. Let's go to win rate first. Yeah, I like the filter. What? All right, Atuma. That's in some of those Scar decks is why. I like that that's there. That's very interesting. Crossbones at a 4.8 is interesting too, actually, if you're winning a lane already. especially if you're playing some of those 10s early. That almost guarantees a lockdown of that lane. A 4-8 is really strong, especially if you have Zabu to get it for a little bit cheaper. Baby. All right, a lot of these other cards we've talked about. Khazar, a little bit higher. Okay, that's interesting. I did not expect that. Captain Marvel ran across some of those. Wow, Thing, Destroyer, Abomination Claw. So a little bit, there's a lot of diversity here when we talk about the upper end of players here. Now let's look at average cubes at this point, because you think the way the game is now, people are still trying after they hit infinite a little bit to get their higher rank. Not everybody, but some people for sure do. Okay, Vision, Leech, Medusa, Devil Dinosaur, Wolverine, Mobius, Jessica Jones. And none of these cube rates are anything that I'd care about. I mean, these are all pretty bad. So regardless, I'm not like being drawn to these. And these are after infinite players at this point, you know what I mean? And it's since I really wish these had the last week. That'd be better. All of you people who have these websites, if you can do that, that'd be so awesome. I understand that information can change a lot, but it'd be really cool to look at. So now let's finish with Snap.fan. All right, now we're going to do Snap.fan for the last 7 days, because this one, we want to look at something slightly different. So if you stayed this long in the video, hopefully this will give you some information you maybe were not aware of. So it's a little bit more refined. Again, though, these are out-of-game trackers, not in-game trackers. So take it for what it's worth. I still think it gives you a general idea. Abomination up towards the top for win rate, 64%. Patriot, Ultron, Punisher. That's what makes me throw this off a little bit. I'm like, really? Punisher? Okay. I mean, yeah, we'll see. Sentinel for anything Devil Dino related, potentially, or Collector, Thing, Scorpion, Typhoid Mary, Sarin, Blob. Those are things we're seeing. Quicksilver. Okay. All right. You're starting to lose me here, Snap.fan. I'm not buying that for a second. Rocket Raccoon. This is where it's just, I mean, maybe this is why people don't do a week. I mean, how good can that information be? I'm not buying for 1 second that Quicksilver or Rocket Raccoon are getting consistently over 60% win rates with people who are playing this game often, and especially at a high level. Just, I'm not buying it. Collector, yes. Loki, yes. Rockslide, probably. Spider-Woman, yeah. I mean, so there's just some outliers here and there. But, I mean, when I'm looking at this, not too bad. Let's go look at the bottom as far as win rate goes. And let's see, what do we have here? We've got Martyr, Agatha, Shauna, Squirrel. Yeah, Silk seems a little surprising. Yeah, but the rest of these, not so surprising. We saw a lot of these on the other ones, so they seem to be fairly consistent. Maximus, I feel like that seems out of whack a little bit. A lot of people playing him 2-6 for Maximus. If you play it right and play it late, he can be a fantastic card to play late. Look at that, Drax. Not being played. As I look at this, let's just look. I mean, this is sort of a throw-in at the end. All right, so the bottom 4 cards, Strong Guy, Groot, well, Quicksilver's only at 109 games. That's probably why that win rate there, so that makes sense. Drax, Angel. All right, I was just curious to see that. All right, now average cubes. Strong Guy. That's hilarious. Clearly take that out. I mean, the number of games, I wish that maybe we had double filters here. All right, so the average cubes here, I mean, this White Queen, I could see that. Invisible Woman for sure. Again, Patriot, Hell Cow, maybe. Not a lot of discard love going on right now. Well, I take with Hell Cow and Black Knight, a lot of people are really, really pushing Black Knight. I've never seen a card that doesn't show up in like the top of rankings per se get pushed by people saying how good it is as much as Black Knight. Maybe it's because I always sort of hate on it and people are like, you're missing the boat here, you're missing the boat. Could be that. So, you know, again, now let's look at win played a little bit as opposed to win drawn. All right, Alioth when played makes sense as far as win percentage. Blob, Hela, Null, Taskmaster, Death, Galactus, Ultron, Infinite. These all seem like cards that make sense to have when played, good percentages. Fantastic. Scar, when played, 66% win rate. I think that's really good. I'd be pretty happy with that. Lady Deathstrike, pretty high up there. Let's look at the bottom of the when played list. Martyr, Leader, Squirrel, or Quit. Yeah, a lot of the same ones. I'm not going to go through those in detail. Seem to be pretty much the same. Average cubes. Always Hela is always up at the top because anytime she gets played, obviously good things are happening. Infinite, MODOK, Strong Guy. I just love that he's up there because of the fact there's only 105 games. Alioth, I'm sort of surprised. I think as a player base, we should always know if someone snapped and they have priority and an Alioth play is going to give them a win, you back out. So I'm a little surprised that average cube is so high. MODOK, Blob, Null, Galactus, Taskmaster, Ultron. These all seem to make sense. Onslaught, Living Tribunal, Wolfsbane. That's interesting. That's a pretty solid win rate for a pretty basic card there. I like that. So we've got a lot of options here. I think I still go back to what we've had in the Marvel Snap Zone when we were looking at just the win rate. And I think that generally speaking, a lot of what this is what we've got in the meta right now. You got a lot of Destroy, you got some High Evo, Negative Affliction, you've got some Sauron, you've got some Blob, big deck type things. Scar and Chimera, both good cards that fit into the meta. I would highly recommend getting both of them. The season pass is a phenomenal value as far as Snap goes. It's $10 US a month, 15 if you want to splurge a little bit, and you get a lot of stuff back for that. And you know what is a fun hobby? I think that's a generally reasonable price point. And then Chimera, I think if you got spotlights and you like to play 3s or 1s and 6s, she fits good. She's great with Lockjaw too if she pops up like for free or something, or for one cost. It's really, really nice. So that's all we got for now. I appreciate you making this far in the video. Again, hammer down the like button, notification bell, subscribe, all that sort of thing. All the links in the description below. And until next time, we hope you have a wonderful day.